everyone, and thanks for having us here today on beautiful Ghana country. Pretty spoiled. Even though I get to work at Adelaide Oval, it's nice to be in rooms like this and actually sit out and see the Oval and the beautiful space that we have. We have some exceptional cricketers with us this afternoon who are going to do some talking a little bit later on. I've got my phone here to watch time because I tend to talk a lot about the programs because there's a lot to get through. But to my left, we have James, who's a member of the Cricketers with an Intellectual Disability State team. Shrey, who's with the Deaf and Hard of Hearing South Australian state team, and Reuben at the end is with our Blind and Low Vision state cricket team. We will ask them some questions shortly, but I will give you a little bit of a background into my role at SACA and some of the exciting programs that we've done this year to ensure that there is a pathway and there are opportunities for people with a disability to be involved in cricket. It was endearing to hear that we have cricket nuffies in the room, so everything that I'm talking about will be relevant and enjoyed. I also do just want to acknowledge David Penn, who's in the room today, who's President of Blind Cricket South Australia, and Jason Temby at the front, who is head coach of the South Australian Cricketers with an Intellectual Disability. And Malcolm Fairbank, who is Reuben's dad. We know that nothing ever happens without family support, so Malcolm's here supporting Reuben today. At the SACA, we provide lots of opportunities for people with a disability to be involved in cricket. And my role is such that I get to work in the disability space, which is where my craft is. I'm a qualified developmental educator studying at Flinders University as a young person who moved up from the country. But I also get to look after multicultural cricket and cricket for people from an Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander background. Just coming back yesterday from the National Indigenous Cricket Championships. So my job does afford me the opportunity to travel around Australia as well with some pretty cool cricket players. Cricket, generally, the journey starts in the Woolworths Cricket Blast space, which is our introductory program for young people who are 5 to 10 years of age. It looks nothing like cricket. It is fundamentally where young people can, by being involved in cricket, hone in on their fine gross motor skills, their social skills, just movement skills, being able to develop their love for cricket. Some of those children are nuffies as well from a very young age due to their family involvement, but it's our first touch point with young people, and we want that to be an exceptional experience so they stay in the game and keep playing for years and years and years. We do cater for, in clubland, we do know that there are people with a disability that are involved in the programs, which is fantastic because we want cricket to be a sport for all, and we want to know that our clubs are inclusive and the door is open with as little barriers as possible to being involved in cricket. But what we also do know is that people like choice and people like to be around like-minded people. So we do have an array of programs that we run that are exclusive to people with a disability. So our good friends at Ranella Cricket Club run a Woolworths Blast program specifically for young people with a disability, and they've been very successful over the past few years. So that's generally where children start their journey. It's an entry point, and generally some of you guys might know it as Kanga cricket or Milo into cricket back in the olden days, but Blast Cricket today, which is sponsored through Woolworths. Secondly, one of the things that we do, and we love doing it, is partnering with various groups to provide what we call an activation or a taste of cricket throughout the year. And I'll mention a couple which have been real highlights, something that we like to brag about, I guess, and always share with whoever will listen to us, the work that we're doing in communities. So earlier in the season, we had the opportunity of having 100 students from Brighton Primary School, Clancy Primary School, Avenues College and Adelaide High School, who all have Centres for Deaf Education, come to Adelaide Oval. They were involved in net sessions They got to go on Oval number 2 and play some cricket games. They come to the media centre and had a talk from some of our South Australian men's players, autographs, photos and whatnot. A great day for people to come into Adelaide Oval, experience cricket for the first time in a really safe place. So that was a fantastic slice of the action for them. We also had, partnering with David with Blind Cricket SA and the South Australian School and Services for Vision Impaired, held their sports day at Park 25 throughout the year. So those types of partnerships we're happy to support, and that was giving children, students an opportunity to try cricket, see if it's something that they like, as we do with everybody, for them to pursue their sporting activities outside of school as well. School Sports SA hold with SACA a carnival every year for students with a disability in secondary schools. So again, they'll go to Park 25 and play in a round robin cricket competition. We had about 10 schools involved this year. Really great day for kids to come and be involved in a dynamic atmosphere, playing cricket with their friends, and hopefully, again, giving them a little taste of what it's like to be involved in cricket, and then hopefully give them the information that they need to join cricket clubs. We've had some significant events here, so Reuben and his teammates got to come to the ODI during the season, and provide a blind cricket demonstration during the innings break. That was amazing to be in front of a big crowd demonstrating their craft and blind cricket, which has its own unique format. Again, a spectacular opportunity for those guys to be in front of big crowds at an innings break during international cricket. It does get better than that, but it doesn't get better than that for some of the guys to experience it. One of my highlights for the year was the Defence Force has a special needs support group for its families in South Australia and all across Australia. So we had the opportunity to invite children with a disability through Defence South Australia to come to Adelaide Oval, to walk out onto Adelaide Oval and participate in a clinic during Test Match week. We had 20-odd little people running around. The cricket was exciting and a little bit chaotic, but that's how we want it to be. But their faces, and sometimes we don't want to make things all about the warm and fuzzy, but genuinely their interaction with Australian cricket players when they come out to help with the clinic was amazing. So we had Steve Smith, Mitch Marsh and Nathan McSweeney come out and deliver the clinic with us, and I think at that point I saw every parent with their phone out trying to take as many photos as possible as their keepsake, and that's generally where a journey starts, right? For a lot of us, we all had role models growing up that we wanted to be like. I had pictures of Steffi Graf all over my wall because I loved my tennis, and I shared a room with my sisters. So Steve Smith was on one side and Mark Waugh was on Steve Waugh and Mark Waugh were on either side of our rooms competing for who we liked the best. So it's not to be underestimated that for young people with a disability, they still have their role models. They still look up to people, and it's really important that we give them the opportunity to experience coming onto Adelaide Oval and being around their role models. We also have role models right next to me as well, which is really important in what we do, and we try and get the guys involved in as many things as possible. Pleasingly, we have junior and senior cricket. Obviously, that's our job in the SACA, but we know that lots of people with a disability are playing at clubland, and that's really important to us because we know that our clubs are inclusive, their doors are open, they're welcoming, and they're able to cater for individual needs, which at the end of the day are not that different to all of us. So it's just about knowing the individuals that are coming into your club and making sure that we're providing a welcoming and safe environment. Just a little bit more on our relationship with Blind Cricket SA. So we have a memorandum of understanding with Blind Cricket SA. They are an affiliate of the SACA, and we work really closely. I think we have one of the best relationships throughout Australia with our blind cricket counterpart, where we're able to work really closely to offer opportunities. David and his crew know blind cricket the best, and we're here to support them. And that's no different with our other offerings as well, that we want to have strong partnerings with people so we can offer the best support. for people. We also have, excitingly, the Inclusive Cricket League, which James is going to talk about later on. I hope you remember.
I am.
Good. Which is in its third season. So primarily for people with a cognitive impairment, we know that people drop out from playing sport when they have a disability. When they're sort of in their late teens, they start to separate from their peers. The school environment gets a little bit tougher, employment gets a little bit tougher. So we have the Inclusive Cricket League. It's in its third season. We have great clubs like Ranella, Goodwood, Appleston, Para Hills and Air Royals that are involved in the competition. And essentially it's another division that we're offering for people with a disability to play cricket. Now, they choose to play in that division. Some of the guys will teeter between mainstream, I'll use the term mainstream for the context. They'll go in between competitions because sometimes we know that in the mainstream world they might not be getting their fair share of the action, so they might be batting down the order or bowling down the order. So this gives them a chance to come back and have success as well. So it's a fantastic competition that James is involved in, and we want to see that grow, looking for a Western club to be involved in that competition next year to make it a 6 and take the buyout, which is the buys are never good, are they? I mean, someone's resting for the week. The aim with our programs and competitions is to provide an exceptional experience as we would anywhere else. The power of sport to be a vehicle to belonging, to contributing to community, whether you're a player, official, volunteer, committee member, not to be underestimated, and to be a fan as well. I think a lot of our people in the disability cohort are amazing fans, and they give a lot to the game as well. Bear with me, guys, just a little bit more talking and then you'll get your tongue shut. It's important for us to mention pathway opportunities, which are really important to showcasing the talent that we do have in South Australia and the country. When we get to the pathway opportunity of representation, it is the 3 divisions, and that's why we have these fantastic people next to me. So we have the blind and low vision division, we have the deaf and hard of hearing division, we have the intellectual disability division. Each division has a specific criteria that the player must meet to be able to play in the championships, which the guys can talk a little bit about. We would love to grow within the disability space as well, so maybe one day there'll be a physical disability competition or others that are meeting the needs of the community, which is great. Cricket Australia and SACA, we've done a lot to remove the barriers for participation at those levels. So blind cricket and cricket for those who are deaf and hard of hearing, they've had a long history. They've been going for years and years and years before Cricket Australia and SACA and other states and territories started the national competition. So that needs to be acknowledged, because if we don't acknowledge the history and legacy of our sport, we're missing a lot of the good stuff. So 2017, the National Cricket Championships started. They've been in Geelong. We've recently been up to Brisbane, and it is my bucket list, my mission, that we hold something in South Australia before I'm gone. So we've got a little bit of time to work on that. I'm not leaving tomorrow. But I would love to showcase the National Cricket Inclusion Championships here in South Australia. I think we've got a lot to offer, and we can show you how great our communities are. So the guys go through selection process, they go through trials, lots of training sessions to ultimately get picked by coaches like Jason to travel away and represent South Australia. In the lead up to this championships, it's the first time it's been done, but we held a exhibition day out on Adelaide Oval where all 3 players got to play. The blind and low vision team played the South Australian Parliamentarians, and they absolutely annihilated them very, very easily. The deaf and hard of hearing team played the Taverners, which was a really close game. Shrey smashed, I think, about 10 sixes on the day. It was a really great game, close game. And then our cricketers with an intellectual disability played the SA Police cricket team, which the police won. Dubious. We might need an investigation into that. But it was a great day. It showcased state cricket for people with a disability. It showcased our stakeholder relationships, which we would be lost without. I just had a light bulb moment that maybe next year it's a team playing against the Rotarians potentially. I think we can do it, James. I reckon we should look into that. So the highlight for these guys is to go away, represent the state. They do it exceptionally well. The last 3 years has been an absolute delight travelling with all of them. I've not met better ambassadors of the game. They do a sensational job. From the championships, they also get the opportunity to be selected for Australia, which 2 out of 3 up here have done, which is a great statistic. I think I say this quietly in the office, but I'm going to start making some signs. But I think within our disability teams, we have the most Australian representatives out of all of SACA. So something that we need to start talking more loudly about and not so quietly. So just to showcase the skills that these guys do have. So Cricket Australia offers the opportunity for these guys to be in the high performance world. They'll go away and represent Australia. We've had some great wins over the last few years with some of our cohorts. I'll let the guys, I won't steal their thunder talking about their Australian representation. So I think that's enough for me. I think we want to hear from these guys and their cricketing journey. So we'll start with James.
Hi guys, my name's James. Thank you for this opportunity for today. It's a beautiful, beautiful evening. I wish it didn't rain. I wish the clouds were blue. Not nice skies at the moment. A lot of rain this morning, but yeah, lovely. Thanks Walter for the invite, and thanks to SACA as well. Started to play cricket when I was about 5 years old at my primary school for King cricket, and then when I was older, trained with Jason's group, which was in the cricket with Special O. Sorry, thank you. Played a couple of games against Victoria and that, and then came to Ranella, played for Ranella for a lot of times, and yeah, started to play 2018, tried to look into come and play, represent South Australia, I guess, and we won the title, and the deaf team won the title blind nearly, I guess. But there's ups and downs in sometimes up and downs in competition as well. Sometimes we lose, sometimes we win. It's just a game of cricket, I guess. But yeah, my life was good. Played a lot of cricket started playing inclusion, which John Longman sorted out for the start of the thing that we had going, and looking forward to next year's running.
Got some questions here for you, James.
Yes, go ahead.
Beat me to it. You've told your story very well. James, it's 24.
Yes.
Yeah. Probably known for his batting skills. Also can be a handy contributor to the team with the bat. Plays for Ranella Cricket Club, also represented South Australia, as he mentioned, since 2018. Has there been a highlight, one particular year or one moment that's been a highlight?
Probably winning the championships for South Australia 2018 in Geelong. Queensland, we won against we were close. We won against Victoria to get into the grand final. Then we beat Queensland to win the trophy, I guess, which was good for us. Really happy that Dad did a good job, Trevor, because my dad couldn't be here, he's at work, but it's really good. Won 2017 with the Nationals in indoor cricket for South Australia as well. 2022 was a great one as well. We won that as well for the SACA, I guess, so indoor as well, but 2018 was my highlight, I guess.
Excellent. We went through this championship undefeated, and then unfortunately couldn't quite get the job done in the grand final.
Yes.
What's next then in terms of the team? Are you going to keep going, still playing, still going to go out for selections?
Yes, I'm going to keep playing, I guess. My body feels well. I want to keep going. I want to hopefully play, still represent South Australia, but try and get my spot into the national Australian team, I guess. Try and look that to happen for me and my family. I've never had the chance to represent Australia, which hopefully I can. But yeah, hopefully dream come true for me is to represent Australia, I guess.
Amazing. And just finally, because I know you can talk a long time, there's a lot of questions.
That's okay.
Tell us a little bit more about the Inclusive Cricket League that we were talking about.
I think Inclusive League is with a lot of disability people with autism and Down syndrome, I guess, and a lot of people with, needs to play cricket and that needs to play the sport, I guess. A lot of fun and a lot of grit and a lot of fun with each team, I guess. They get around each other as well. No arguments, I guess. It's a good job that John's doing really well with this, and yeah, looking forward to next year, I guess.
Excellent. Thank you, James.
Thank you.
In my little introduction for James, I forgot to say that I called him, I said James, or Jimmy, as we call you, personifies the ultimate teammate at any championships. He is getting around everybody, always smiling, always having a bit of a laugh, so he's definitely someone that you want on your team. Next up we have Shrey Patel, who's only 19. I feel like I've known you for 20 years already. You've been around for a long time. All-rounder, handy with the bat, very handy with the ball. You did some gloving work up in NCIC as well, so you're definitely an all-rounder. Born leader, has a very exciting future. Started with Gaza Cricket Club, plays Premier Cricket with East Torrens Cricket Club, South Australian cricket team representative and captain, and also Australian representative with the men's deaf and hard of hearing team. So there's a resume for you. That's the one that you want. Can you tell us a little bit about deaf cricket?
Yeah, so I can talk about it. So the deaf cricket, some people think there's a lot of modification with it, but no, it's basically the same as normal cricket. So to get in there, you need to be your hearing test, and you have to be 55 decibel over, which is equivalent of a normal conversation which you can't hear when you don't wear hearing aids. So, and when you play your game, you have to take off your hearing aids, and then you play your normal game. Obviously, you can't hear the edges. You have to make sure you have eye contact with the captains, you have to make sure with the keepers. So for us, instead of, I think normally 80 minutes, we have 90 minutes, just another 10 minutes, because of the communication with your hand signs and everything. Yeah, so it's a lot of appeals. I'll probably appeal like 50 times when I'm so I'm appealing a lot, so that's mainly about the deaf cricket, and not big changes, it's just normal cricket.
Excellent. And how did you get involved in playing deaf cricket? You've done a lot of playing at Gaza and East Torrens, but specifically deaf cricket. How did you get involved?
So obviously the SACA, they came to my high school, high school, and then they talked about it. I was only 14 at that time, and then they talked about it. I definitely got hooked there because I've been playing since I was 8, and then I've been playing since, then 14-year-old, I feel like they did deaf cricket, so I involved myself in, and then obviously I played, and I was lucky enough to debut at 14 for SACA. So I went to Geelong, which it was, and it was a good time for me as well.
And he's only 19. What's the best thing about representing SACA and going away to the championships?
It's just representing it, obviously, because I grew up here. I migrated when I was 3 from India. I moved here, and I've been growing up here since I was 3. So obviously just sending in South Australia where you grew up for your whole life, which obviously is an amazing feeling. And that's probably the main part that I think is probably the best for me.
And you're an Australian representative. You've just come back from India, so perhaps you can tell us about when you started playing for Australia and just recap some of the Indian tour, some of the highlights.
So I debuted at 14, and then obviously the bushfire happened and the COVID happened, so there wasn't much any NCIC which I could present myself. So the head coach of Cricket Australia, they asked me to go to Perth, have a small training session, which they wanted. So I debuted for Australia when I was 16. So yeah, I've been there, I played the Ashes, and then I went to Dubai twice, which was 2021 and 2023 I think it was. And then I just came back from India a couple of weeks ago as well.
And some of the highlights of the recent tour. So the deaf team has perhaps struggled a little bit on the international stage, but this trip tables have started to turn a little bit.
Yes, definitely. So obviously we were struggling a lot. We lost the Ashes. We couldn't make the finals for the boy time in Dubai, but we had a try series against India and South Africa in the T20 competition. We lost the first game, and then we won a very close match against South Africa, and then we had India again. And keep in mind, we have not won against them for 20 years. So we finally won against them in a very close match. And then I was also there, scored like 22 runs off 13 balls towards the end, chasing the game and won the game. It was probably the best feeling I ever had. And then against South Africa again, which we won again. We always won against South Africa, which is always nice. And in India, obviously, we played against the grand final. Unfortunately, we lost. We could tell ourselves that we made a new level. This is much better than what we were before. Especially we had 5 debutants. But obviously that might be a setback, but obviously we had a guy who was 15-year-old debuted, played really well. We all had a really good chance. And then we played the 3 ODIs, which unfortunately we lost all 3. But we could tell ourselves that we had the mentality to win every single game we played. And that was probably the best highlight of our life.
So what's next for you? You obviously play cricket in Premier Land, which we don't have a lot of our representatives that go through to the Premier Cricket channel. So Shrey's a unique cricketer in that sense. So what's next for you in terms of East Torrens, any Australian training camps or duties coming up?
At the moment, it's obviously just winter, so I'm not training at the moment, but as soon as it's June, July, I'm straight back into the cricket. Obviously with my pre-season with my East Torrens club, currently 2nd grade, and I'm trying my best to try to play 1st grade and see how it goes. And then in terms of the South Australia, obviously we're probably going to start our pre-season as well, because obviously we'll do that. And then we have another tour for Australia coming up, but that's next year. There will be a training camp which will be a week long, most likely in Brisbane, which I will already be going. So yeah, I'll be training tour.
Excellent. Shrey Patel, everybody. Next up, we've got Reuben Fairbank. We'll just pass the mic. Beautiful. Reuben, we've got so many young men up here. He's only 20. A B3 cricket player, all-rounder. And when I was thinking about how to introduce Reuben today, I think hard work comes to mind. He is everywhere on the oval while playing. Supporting his teammates who perhaps have a different classification. So just hard work sprung to my mind with Reuben. If you watch any of these games, he's running the boundary constantly, fielding constantly, running. It does a lot for the team. So plays cricket for, represents Blind Cricket South Australia, also a South Australian representative in the Blind and Low Vision division, and also an Australian men's cricket player for the Blind and Low Vision team as well. Tell us a little bit about blind cricket. It is a different format of cricket, so perhaps you can tell everyone how it's played.
Yeah, thanks for that nice intro, Joe. So I play obviously blind cricket, and it's there's quite a few modifications to the game that these boys play. Firstly, the biggest one is probably the ball. It's very hard plastic, so it still definitely hurts when you get hit there. Got ball bearings inside of the ball, so that the players with the different classifications can obviously hear the ball coming whenever whenever the ball's coming towards them when they're fielding or batting, as well as when they bowl in blind cricket, you have to ask the batter that's facing if they're ready, and then as you release the ball, you have to say play, so that they know that the ball is coming down as well. And one of the biggest ones is, well, you also have to bowl the ball underarm. Otherwise, I think it would be too dangerous if it was overarm. And also, the ball has to bounce once before the halfway line and once before the popping crease. Just so it's so you can still bounce the ball, but have to be quite good. So usually when I bowl, I just roll it. Because don't trust myself enough coming from mainstream to not take anyone's head off. So yeah.
Tell us, you just mentioned mainstream cricket, so tell us about your journey from mainstream cricket to playing blind cricket.
Yeah, so when I got diagnosed when I was 9 with my vision impairment, so I played cricket since I was 9 to about 16 mainstream. Basically played the whole my whole mainstream cricket with my vision impairment. It's degenerative, so it started out okay, and then just got too hard. Started getting hit in the nets. I just thought, and my family and I made the decision to step away, just for my safety as well, with everything that's happened with head injuries and all that. So it pained me to do because I love cricket and it's my life basically. So, then I found blind cricket a few years ago, which I'm very grateful for.
Amazing. You also play. You're very talented. How many other sports do you play as well?
I play, I think, 3 or 4 blind sports.
AFL,
tennis, cricket, and attempt a bit of blind soccer, but not great.
I always get very jealous of people that can just naturally play all sports. South Australia at the recent National Cricket Inclusion Championships. Talk us through the week and where you ended up.
So we finished second on the week, so made the final. Unfortunately, finished short. Finished one short, which was unfortunate, but a great experience of team. We got such a young team coming through. I'm the 5th oldest in that team now, so making me. I've got veteran status now, but no, we're a great group, and there's definitely a few people that bring the age up, but also we've got four juniors who are under the age of 18 who all are a pivotal part of our team, and hopefully can go one better next year.
At the end of each championships, awards are provided within each division for outstanding players and based on stats. But tell us about the award your team has won 2 years in a row now.
Yeah, our team won the Team Spirit Award, showing the spirit of cricket on the field, and that's partly down to our coaches and leadership as well. I think they've drilled into us to just if something doesn't go our way, move on, but also give everyone a high five if they do something good, give them praise. I think that's partly down to our leaders as well as the whole team.
Excellent. Getting on to Australian duties, excitingly last year you had a big win. Tell us about the competition, the game, how long you've been representing Australia for.
So just November last year we beat England 5-0 in the Ashes, which was very good. Always good to beat them. It was meant to be. We claim it should have been 8-0 because we had three games washed out. Five's still good. It was my first win for Australia, my first series victory for Australia, which was fantastic, and home series as well, which was also very, very good, and definitely my favourite part of playing for Australia. Started playing for Australia, got selected in 2022 to go to the World Cup in India, which was my first time in Asia, which was really cool. Then went to England in 2023 for the International Blind Sports Games, which was also a great experience.
Amazing. What's next for cricket for you? I got an email the other day telling me some exciting news.
Yeah, so in the works at the moment, we've got a series hopefully coming up in Sri Lanka, which will be again pretty cool. Sri Lanka are quite a good team. They will definitely push us to. We played them in the World Cup and they beat us, but they're definitely a team that we can look up to and try and push to get up to their level. Hopefully I think talks are around October, November for that series, which would be good, and then start training up for that soon, hopefully when a national selection camp gets announced.
Amazing, well done. That was the end of my questions. You can tell when I say excellent ambassadors for cricket, they really are. So thank you for having us today. Good stuff.